Has Steph Curry officially surpassed Magic Johnson as the greatest point guard of all time?
Up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. Rebound box. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Here's a Curry. Way downtown. Bang! Bang!
LeBron James,
oh,
a shot of history.
This debate has been going on for years, but it's hotter than ever after Curry proclaimed himself as the GOAT PG on Go But Arenas' podcast.
Curry fans tried making this a conversation before it should have been a thing, but we believe that it became a real discussion after the Warriors won in 2022. Stephen Curry versus Mike Johnson is something that we're pretty passionate about, and we had debated it multiple times with our friends. So let's break it down and decide who truly is the better player.
Before we really break down each of them individually, I think it's very important to understand that there's a difference between how great you are and how good you are. The game of basketball is constantly evolving, and the talent is getting better and better. So, if we're going to talk about who's better, Steph destroys Magic. It's not even a question, but you can say that about a lot of players nowadays.
The greatest thing we can say about Stephen Curry is that he has changed the way the game is played. Steph played a super big role and shifting the game that was dominated by forwards and bigs into a three-point shooting, guard-driven league. The way that the game is played today is in big part thanks to Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors.
Well, people forget that Magic Johnson also changed the game in multiple ways. And I've always felt like he has not gotten the credit for this. Before Magic Johnson, the NBA was a little more than an afterthought in people's minds. So much so that the games themselves were aired after they were played. So, Magic could literally play a game and then go watch himself on TV.
Magic's personality and big smile, combined with playing in Los Angeles for a bigger-than-life owner in Jerry Buss, created excitement for the NBA. Magic's play style, combined with his rivalry with Larry Bird, which started in college and later bled through into the NBA, made basketball a must-watch. Bird and Magic were basketball juggernauts, playing in every single finals of the 1980s and winning 8 of them. The NBA will not be what it is today without the two of them.
But not only did Magic breathe new life into the NBA, he also created a new type of player. Magic Johnson was a 6'9" point guard. This man had the dexterity, skill, and finesse of a point guard in a center's body. And he was really the first to do this. I'm not talking about a big who can pass. I'm literally talking about a point guard in a 6'9" body. Keep in mind, Magic didn't have someone to look up to. He really just invented this.
Something we can say about Stephen Curry that we can't say about Magic is that he was able to win without a superstar next to him. I think that 2022 championship was so impressive because although Andrew Wiggins and Draymond Green were named All-Stars, and obviously Klay Thompson had been an All-Star in the past, you wouldn't classify any of them as a superstar. Steph was undoubtedly the best and most important player on that team.
Magic always had Kareem, who was one of the greatest players of all time, no question. Even if you want to make the argument that Kareem was older, Magic also got to play with James Worthy, who again was a superstar and a Hall of Famer. One argument that I will say is that Magic never played with a super team. Although the Showtime Lakers were really good and a dynasty, there was a bunch of teams in the NBA at that time who were also really good, like the Pistons, the Celtics, the Sixers, etc.
Besides 2022, Curry always played in a clearly superior team. Remember that in Magic's first finals, that he was a rookie. Kareem, who had just won MVP that year and widely considered the best player in the NBA, got injured and could not play for Game 6. So instead of panicking, because the best player on the team couldn't play, Magic took over, playing the center position and dropping 42 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists to take the finals MVP as a rookie.
Although both of these players are offensive machines, I've never seen someone have the gravity that Steph does on the floor. Offensively, Steph has 0 holes in his game. Obviously, he's the greatest shooter of all time. We don't even have to talk about that. But he's one of the best finishers too, and he barely gets the credit for this. Something that Steph does do that many players of his type don't is play off the ball. Steph's off-ball movement is arguably scarier than him with the ball in his hands. To add on top of that, Steph is an incredible passer and playmaker.
Although Magic can do many things on the offensive end, he simply isn't the all-around offensive player that Stephen Curry is. But with actions kill, he makes up for in leadership. Magic is one of the greatest leaders this game has ever seen. And honestly, one of the greatest things that we can say about Magic is that he already had a Hall of Fame career before the age of 31 when he was forced to retire. Magic was at the top of his game, literally winning an MVP in 1990. He still had a lot of basketball left to give, but unfortunately, life got in the way, creating an insane what if. Steph, God willing, still has a lot left in the tank.
Something extremely underrated about Steph is his longevity. Steph Curry is 35 years old, and he looks better than ever. I think seeing LeBron dominate so late into his career, we've taken for granted when players do the same. James Harden and especially Blake Griffin look like complete shells of their former selves, and they were all in the same draft class. Harden is still a quality starter, and perhaps even an all-star, but not the consistent scoring champ and MVP finalist he was just a few years ago. That's not to mention Blake Griffin, who's barely in the NBA. Of course, Magic didn't have the luxury of having a long career, but let's not take away from Steph's greatness.
Now, let's break down the accomplishments. Magic has 5 NBA championships, one more than Curry, who has 4. Magic also has 3 Finals MVPs, compared to Steph's 1. In terms of regular season MVPs, Magic once again edges out Curry with 3 to Curry's 2. But I will say though that Curry has one of the greatest MVPs of all time.
Magic had 12 All-Star Game appearances, while Steph only had 9. Now, All-Star Games aren't the most accurate, so let's take a look at All-NBA teams. In terms of All-NBA first-team selections, Magic has 9, which easily surpasses Curry's 4. Though, Curry has been named to a total of 9 All-NBA selections, including second team and third team, which is just one less than Magic's 10. While Curry has 2 scoring titles, Magic has led the league in assists 4 times. They have very different play styles, so that doesn't matter too much.
Both have been recognized on the NBA's 75th anniversary team, showing that at the end of the day, they're both incredible and should stand alone as the 2 greatest point guards in NBA history. So, with that being said, for us, although it's close and Curry still has a chance to change our mind, we still consider Magic the greatest point guard of all time. But we would love to know your thoughts in the comments below. I know this is a very hot topic.
So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this. Also, let us know what videos you guys want to see next. Peace out.
And peace out.